Gamesthetic episode 232. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you are listening or watching the show. No Zach again, but we do have John. John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
Making it.
You know, I was coming in more excited than I wanted to there. So I was like, it's all right, let's tone it back a little bit.
Got to immediately dial it back. Yeah, I noticed the immediate level of excitement was a little bit higher than normal.
I'm like, I can't keep that up.
Oh man, my energy is about so-so. So I feel you. I feel you. Energy's about so-so. There's a lot going on today for today's episode. From not only just random things to talk about, we have a lot going on just here in the studio. So me and John,
you could probably close that one over there.
Well, no, that one's important for me. So me and John, we're over here in front of us. We're watching WrestlePalooza. Dumb name still, by the way. Shout out to Terrible Wrestling Show that we did not do for this PLE. My bad. And then I'm also watching a football game over here that's important to me. So we have multiple things going on right now. Plus, we have a lot to talk about today. No, I'm Not a Human. It's officially out. I did complete one playthrough. I got obviously multiple more to go. Can't wait to keep playing it. Trails in the Sky the first. Early impressions on that. Going to be a good time.
Early impressions on that. I'm just going to stress that.
Yeah, that's why it's just kind of, it's later on, because I already had a moment in the show to highlight how great it's doing review-wise. So we'll definitely get there. Unreal Engine 5, is it overrated? Because that's a conversation I saw a lot of, and I just thought we could chat about it. Your favorite guy in the gaming industry, Mr. Randy. We're going to talk about that.
Man. That's been a whole thing.
Oh yeah, so there's a lot to talk about today, man. There's a lot of conversations to be had today. So can't wait. Xbox price raises. We'll touch on that later on in the weekly wrap up. Second time this year, to the point that's like, what's the point of buying it anymore? Any of them, for that matter. I'm gonna be upfront. What's the point of buying any of them? So yeah, a lot to talk about. We'll also shout out Agent Inc. Not Agent Inc. Rogue Energy, as well as Sparky 3 Shop merch later on in the show. Join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend, and if you want to support us further, Patreon's a great way to do so. Turn down that volume. So what have you been up to this week before we jump into stuff?
Not a lot, honestly.
Feel that.
It's mostly been a take care of stuff around the house week,
Right.
and not as much like time for playing games and stuff this week.
I feel that.
Have my real world responsibilities I'm having to take care of.
Yeah, I've been doing some house cleaning this week. I've got obviously a trip coming up, so I'm trying to get ahead on certain things. So like Friday, completely deep clean one of the rooms, so that one's gonna have to just be spot cleaned. A week from now, make it a little bit easier. Doing some other cleaning around the house. Then I've been obsessively watching the Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave trailer, like I mentioned to you before we started. Gonna go ahead and plug that because I will have a video coming out here in the next like couple weeks of like my trailer breakdown, a bunch of things that I noticed throughout the trailer, themes I've noticed, like parallels I've noticed between certain things, potential like story routes and stuff. Really excited for that video. So I've been watching that obsessively. Also, because of that, I'm naturally in a Fire Emblem mood. So I finally have buckled up and have gone back to engage and having a lot of fun when I'm just playing the game. Outside that, I'm not having any fun. The characters are so damn boring.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But like, dude, when I'm playing, like, the characters are boring to me. But like when I'm playing the main story, it's fine, right? There's a little like, don't really like that, But for the most part, the main story is like, it's not groundbreaking, it's not blowing me away, but it's like, oh yeah, this is fun. I'm enjoying myself. But God bless, I prefer just not to do anything at the hub world. I'm bored shitless every time I go there. The characters are so boring to me.
I was thinking about Fire Emblem this week.
Yeah.
Because probably when we hear more about the next Fire Emblem game, probably when we get more information, release date, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm planning to go back to Three Houses.
Are you gonna do a different route or which one?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll decide in the moment. I'm not going to do the same thing, but I am going to go back to that.
Right.
Because it'll be fun.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm actually with you. I fully intend to do another Three Houses playthrough. It'll be like my 6th or 7th one. Before Fortune's Weave, because like even with that trailer breakdown video I did, where I pointed out like just a ton of stuff that I thought was so interesting in the trailer. Like I plan to do more, as my thoughts continue to change and get refined, as well as do any more trailers that come out, and I'm get another fresh mindset on Three Houses and stuff, and how it can tie into Fortune's Weave, because there's a lot of ways it ties in, obviously. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm planning to do like my 7th playthrough of that freaking game at some point before
I'm
the
gonna actually
game comes
do
out.
my 2nd, because I've started a couple times
Right.
trying to do one, but was never in the mood for it.
Mhm.
But it's been long enough now.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you go Blue Lines or Golden Deer, man, you'll be in for a great ride. I mean, because honestly, I stand by, dude. The only route in the game that I don't like is the route you didn't do in your route. That's the only route I don't like. That one is like, it feels half baked, like they didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The route you took is the much better route. The other way, not so much.
Yeah.
It feels so like last minute of, ooh, we should probably throw an extra one in.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I'm gonna definitely do something I haven't done before.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm just in a Fire Emblem mood right now, having a good time. So that's all I've done this week, really, is watch that trailer 1,000 times, play some Engage and housework. So I feel you. I feel you.
Man, this is gonna be both something I was looking forward to, but it's not going great. I've been trying to play Fellowship. Fellowship is doing its open beta.
Yeah, I saw you get on earlier today.
It's doing its open beta before early access next month. So the open beta was going to be 5 days. It was going to be Thursday to Tuesday. It's not going well. I don't know if it's the influx of players or the build that they had. everything's been broken.
That sucks, man.
Everything's been broken. They said they might have the fix done for a patch tomorrow, but if it, if it does start working tomorrow, then great. But it is one where it kind of sucks that the open beta period this time is barely like it's functional in a sense that it works if you go into the Discord, find a 4-man group, and just load into it as a 4-man group. If you don't do that, it crashes constantly. And they've just got the crashing kind of under control. It's been completely broken. So hopefully they'll get something fixed. And if they do get something fixed, kind of hoping for an extension on it, but not expecting one.
It'd be nice.
But it's one where this being the big period where they were going to be showing it off before next month's early access point where it's buy to play at that point. Not the best look right now. But the core game itself is still great.
Right.
It's just not working right now.
Yeah, some kinks to work out kind of thing.
It's a lot of problems so far. Still love the game, but it's one where love it but can't really play it right now.
Right. That sucks. I know that was like God help anything in its way.
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
no, it's like I'll still play it when it comes out, or it's like I'll still buy it when it comes out because I like the game. Just hopefully they have some stuff fixed by then.
Right. Yeah, man. Hopefully, because I know that was one that was really high on your anticipation list.
Oh yeah, I mean it still is. And
Yeah,
the thing is, by the time that comes out, I'm probably still going to be playing Digimon.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's fair. That's fair. God, there's so much coming out next month, man. God bless.
It's like that early access kicks off. It's like 2 weeks after Digimon, like around like a few days after Pokemon, I think. So it's one where it's like, if it's broken, I still have other stuff to play. If it's not broken, then I have more time I have to split up.
Yeah, true. Especially when you also look that a few days after all that too, you got Dispatch, baby. Dispatch confirmed for its release in October. The start of its release, that is.
Yeah, it's October's too busy, man.
I feel you. Now we'll touch on the Dispatch thing later on in the show too, because we got the full release schedule for it. So October is gonna be busy. But anyway, let's jump into the show today. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with No, I'm Not a Human, Randy, Unreal? Where do we want to start? I feel like let's do Unreal after Randy. So No, I'm Not a Human or Randy.
Let's start with the No, I'm Not a Human.
Okay, yeah,
because I saw you had got an ending on it.
Yeah,
when I saw that, I don't know. I didn't look at how much you played. How long did it take you to get an ending?
So really, you can probably get everything done in probably like an hour. For the most part, if you just sat down, you can do each ending in probably just an hour of play.
Do you know how many endings there
are? 10.
Okay.
As right now, there's 10. No, I'm Not a Human. This is a game I did play in Steam Next Fest here recently, and played the demo for, and really enjoyed it. Was looking forward to the main release. The demo does cut you off before finishing an ending. So going into this, got to play the entire cycle of nights, which is like, I don't know, I think like 12 nights, 13 nights or something like that. I'm trying so hard to stay focused because Paul Heyman is introducing Brock Lesnar on WrestlePalooza. Where did Paul come from? Did he just pop out of nowhere?
I didn't even see him.
I don't know where he came from. But anyway, no. So, this one that me and my wife's been looking forward to. So the whole concept behind the game, for anyone that has not checked it out yet, is basically the world is ending. Something with the sun has erupted, and you can't really go out in the daytime anymore. You have to stay indoors in the daytime, which also let's shout out the fact that if that happened, we'd all be dead. There is no situation like this game. We'd all be dead. With the fact that you sleep during the day, you wake up at night, you stay in the house at night, and you essentially let strangers into your home. And you can choose to shoo them away or keep them in, but you need to bring somebody in, because if you're by yourself, then that sets up a situation where these invaders can basically messy up, because now with all this happening with the sun, you now have invaders that are coming up from underneath the ground, and they basically take the form of other people, killing people brutally, mind you, and disguising themselves as just an everyday person, which that's a big element to the game. Obviously, is as you let these people in, are you letting in an invader or not? Each day on the news, you'll get different tell signs to what an invader is. Whether it's like, I think the first one was bloodshot eye, or no, it was teeth. It's perfect straight white teeth. If they're completely perfect in every way, that's it's a tell sign of an invader. Bloodshot eyes, dirt under the fingernails because they're digging up from the ground. Hairless armpits. I mean, the list goes on of just random things that is a tell sign for these invaders. So when you reach the daytime where you would need to, just kind of go to sleep potentially, that is your chance to go talk to the people that is in your home and kind of get a gauge on what they think and how they're feeling, as well as test them, because you have so many test energies that you can do each day. Starts off with 2, it may go to 3, 4, 5, and I think one time we got up to 6, where it gives you the chance to test someone, and you can test the same person every time if you want and test multiple things. But you basically say, hey, I need to test you, and it's like, all right, let me test bloodshot eyes. If they have bloodshot eyes and you think they're an invader, you can shoot them right then, and when you shoot them, it'll give you the icon of like an invader face pops up on the screen and glitches out. So it's like, okay, cool, you got one, good job. Or you can kill an innocent person. So it is kind of that deduction process. And if you have 2 invaders in your home, then each day when you wake up, you'll get a little icon saying that somebody has died. And you walk around the house and you can find just a trash bag of a bloody trash bag of one of your residents have died, which again, once it comes down to where either you're alone or it's just invaders, that also means that you can die, which is obviously just going to be one of the endings. And then as you go through the game, you get like the main I guess invader of the game, the one that you see outside your house at night that's just standing around being creepy. He comes to your door multiple times. He'll talk to you, and he doesn't hide the fact that he's an invader. He's very cryptically forward about it. He'll always ask, "Are you alone?" And you'll say, "No, I'm not." He's just like, "Okay, I'll come back. Don't worry." It's very clearly the invader. He's the cover art of the game. So you'll see him multiple times. You'll see a couple other characters a few times. Like there's this one bald guy who is essentially like a psychic. He talks about how he has deviation to see into the future, and he'll basically give you different hints to kind of alter your gameplay. So like a couple things that he said for us is when you see the cat, you let the cat in no matter what. So it's like a couple nights later, there's a really creepy chick that comes up to our door with a cat. It's like, all right, guess we're letting the cat in. Then it's also, he comes back later and he says, "Oh, I see you have the cat. Good." And he's just like, "You cannot test anybody for the next 2 days if you want to see me again." And he'll just leave. And it's just like, okay, well, I guess we're going a couple days without testing anyone. He'll come back, and it's just further giving you different hints to kind of continue your path and open up, continuing the game. So and it just continues to evolve as well when you have like this force called FEMA who's out, in toxic bodysuits that are trying to clean up the streets and trying to maintain the situation, take out invaders, whatever, where it'll reach a point where they'll come to your house every night and they'll take 1 to 2 people for testing, and you'll never see those people again, basically. So that also can put you in a bad situation of where, you're getting depleted on people. So again, you can't just turn everybody away. And there are clearly people you can turn away when you see them. So like there's one stranger that came up where it very clearly looks like he got decapitated. He has a very clear line on his throat, which is kind of probably a sign of an invader. So it's like, yep, not letting you in, buddy. I can already tell you're an invader. Get out. There are situations as well where you can have a character come up and ask you, take in these people for me, and just hold on to them for a couple days. There's some people who's just like, hey, my husband died. I just want to be here for the night. I'll be gone. I just need to rest, kind of thing. So it's like, the abilities to kind of, really change your gameplay and kind of make the narrative of it change constantly. It's honestly, for a pretty simplistic game, it's extremely deep, because again, you have the multiple endings as of now until they want to add more. You have up to 56 people you can meet. In my one playthrough, I encountered 33, but that doesn't necessarily I meet them all because obviously there's a lot I turned away. There's some that was just quick in passing. There's some I didn't even really get a chance to talk to because there was one where it's like I think it was a situation of where this dude's like, "Hey, can you please watch these people for me?" And then me and her, me and Christina, we were in a bad spot. We had a couple invaders in, and shit, next day they died because we had two invaders. We hadn't figured out who the invaders were yet. And also with the invaders, it does change because, like, we've had one particular character who we did meet in the demo that we shot, and they were not an invader, and we kind of let them live for a little bit. We had some people die. I was like, all right, let's go back and talk to her. Let's go back and talk to her. Talked to her, ended up killing her. She was an invader. Like, okay, all right, cool. There was another character who was an invader in the demo. It's not an invader now. So it does seem like it does kind of change playthrough to playthrough. So like you have 56 characters. There's no clear tells who any of them are invaders. You get a chance to encounter some other characters as well that are changing how the game is kind of played, where there's like a mercenary character who will test you and he'll want to ask features about you because it is possible for you to become an invader. You can also test yourself going into the bathroom. So there's other secrets to uncover. There's one secret that the deviation guy kind of told us about, where he said, don't do this until this day. And I finally went to go do what he was talking about and opened up an entirely new secret to the game that I didn't even really get to explore with my one ending. So for just an indie horror game, man, there's so much, there's a lot of deep stuff to it. There's a lot of replayability. Like I said, you can finish a playthrough in a single setting in about an hour. I mean, about an hour, me and her got through the 12 nights, and through the 12 nights, when you wake up at night, you have the chance to look out your windows finally, and you see how the game is constantly changing. Your neighbor's house gets burned down. Your neighbor will die potentially. There might be a way to save them. Me and her thought about it later that, oh yeah, we might have could have saved our neighbor. I don't know. You'll see teenagers hanging out one night. Next day, teenagers will be dead. You'll see a squad of soldiers out this night. The next night, they'll be dead. It's like there's constant changing as the game continues. The entire town is burned down, or all around you except for you. So it's like the game constantly changes with you night to night as you get closer to the apocalypse, and basically determining with your 10 endings, are you going to make it through the apocalypse or not? So man, it's a phenomenal game. I had a lot of fun with the one ending that we got. Me and her felt like we got the most basic ending, potentially, is kind of how we felt. But man, it's just, there's a lot of deep stuff to it, man. I'm looking forward to picking the game back up. It's kind of, it's almost in the same realm of like, the Mortuary Assistant, where it's like, there's just like, for an indie game, there's just so much to it. There's like so many layers to it. So, no, I'm not a human, man. Absolutely great time so far. I mean, I'd say it's a solid 8 so far,
Yeah.
only with the one ending. I've had a lot of fun. It's very simplistic. It's very easy to play. Anyone can play it. It's not really scary. I mean, you could play it. It's not like there's jump scares or anything.
Yeah. I mean, from what you said earlier, there being 56 characters that you can meet, but then the character, it's like having the system in the game where the character, it's like you can meet up to 56 different characters, but they're not going to be the same every time you play the game. That in itself adds a little something to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like it makes it where you can't just necessarily blaze through it without thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I always appreciate little things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like small little changes where it's like, I guess kind of like where when you load it up, it kind of goes through the character list and it's like just a yes, no on invader, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You have to really pick and choose your battles each day, when you finally get a chance to talk to them on, kind of how you want to approach it. And it's also just like with how characters look and stuff like that. Cause it's like, we reached a point with one character and he ended up being an invader for us of, we had a decent amount of the tail signs, and like one of them was like the hairless pits, for example. This is a pretty burly man. You know what I mean? He's pretty hairy guy. So, one of our first thoughts was, okay, just out of curiosity, let's check his pits, because like naturally you'd think he's going to have hair, hairy pits. So it's just like, let's see if he's got hairless pits, it's stuff like that. So it really makes you think on how to approach all these characters, especially when you can just look at like the character models and just kind of how they look, you can kind of get a vibe of how they're going to be and stuff. Need to get better on the tail signs, that's for sure, because me and her had a lot of misses.
Oh yeah,
Had a lot of misses.
Yeah, I mean, if you've done one playthrough so far, it's like, yeah, you're not gonna find everything right away.
Yeah. No, definitely had a lot of fun with it so far. I'm looking forward to continuing it. Going to be one of the best like indie horror games of the year, though, for sure.
So interesting thing about this game, not this game itself necessarily. It's funny that you mention it's a game that I could play because I did add a game to my wish list. I think either today or yesterday that is tagged as a survivor horror game.
Ooh, okay.
And interestingly enough, there is a bundle that this game comes with. No, I'm Not a Human.
Really? Okay. All right.
Game's called Look Outside.
Is that why you told me to have Steam ready?
Yeah. This looks like something. It looks like something that I might actually play, but it also looks kind of up your alley, where this game takes place essentially inside of one building. I don't know the full context of the game. I just kind of looked at it briefly, but it takes place in one building that you kind of explore and explore in. There's all kinds of like enemy encounters and stuff, but you kind of have to go through like with your flashlight, find your items and kind of find your way through it essentially. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it right now, but I found it interesting that like I was looking at this and I was like, oh, this looks like something I might actually play. And then I saw the bundle with No, I'm Not a Human, and I'm like, that's kind of funny.
That is pretty solid.
But yeah, this is one that I'm looking at that I might actually pick this up and play this, and I thought you might like it too.
Yeah, no, let me I'll try. I'm on browser, so
Yeah,
I can't. I'll add it to my wish list. I forgot I was on browser there. Yeah, no, I'll have to add that to my wish list. Look Outside. I'm gonna do that right now before I forget. And also shout out to Video Game 1980s. I said hello on Twitch. Thank you for stopping in. I'm sorry I was on a long monologue speech back there. I didn't want to lose my train of thought.
The idea of Look Outside is some mysterious event turns anyone who looks out the window into grotesque monsters. So it's you're trying to survive and figure out what's going on without looking out the window.
Oh, that's actually really cool. All right, yeah, I got that on the wish list. I'm about to check that out more.
It's one that I saw. I wanted to bring that up to you, and since you were already talking about No, I'm Not a Human, it seemed like the perfect time to bring it up to you.
Yeah, no, gonna have to check that out, man. Gonna have to check that one out because I'm always down for some more indie horror games. I mean, spoiler alert. My Gamestead game of the week this week will also be another indie horror game. So no, I'm always down to check some more out. So thank you for letting me know that. I'll have to tell her about that too, because I bet she'll be down for it as well. But no, I'm Not a Human. Solid 8 out of 10 so far. If you are into indie horror, you should 1000% check it out. It is an absolutely great time so far. Let's shout out some merch. Head over to spark3shop.com. Pick up some merch right now. We have some new hats on the store. We also have our 7 out of 10 is a good game shirt, because that's something we preach all the time here on the show. So you can go pick that up. We got some hoodies, as we approach the fall season. We got the Gamestetic team shirt and a bunch of other stuff. So head over to spark3shop.com right now. Pick up some merch. We got some new merch coming out here soon as well. I wasn't paying attention. Who won?
I was gonna ask. I didn't pay attention either.
I
was looking up the Look Outside stuff as that happened.
Yeah, I have no idea what just happened.
But we'll figure it out. Man, it has been a week, hasn't it,
brother? It has. if it's about what I think you're talking about,
nothing says. You will never see a better example of a man who is at the top and cannot be told no than fucking Randy Pitchford.
This Randy Pitchford situation with Borderlands 4 is freaking crazy.
He's gone on rants before. This is probably the most he's ever dug his heels in.
Yeah, this one's pretty brutal.
It's one I didn't know we were planning on actually using this as a topic today, but it's one where
once I remembered it was a thing, I was like, oh yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. It's one where we don't have to go into everything that he
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
but Randy basically went on scorched earth against his own dedicated fans
True.
over the last week on like I think it ended up being around a 32 tweet.
It was pretty aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, 32 like tweet trend or whatever. Uh about people complaining about the performance of Borderlands 4.
Yep.
Which I mean it's all for them. I would say for the most part the criticisms against performance on Borderlands 4 mostly on PC.
It's mostly on PC, but there is some console issues
There is
too.
some console stuff. But it's one of those where a lot of times people will be trying to play games with it that don't necessarily meet the minimum specs because they
Yeah.
want to play it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the PC player base, and it's like those people aren't usually the ones who are up in arms
Mhm.
about it, but just the approach that Randy took to people complaining about the performance is, I mean, it really is batshit insane. And out of everything out of every like long thread that he went on about it, one phrase in the entire thing was probably the worst thing anybody could ever say to their player base. And it was the one line he had that's a Borderlands 4 is a premium product made for premium consumers.
Yep. I saw that.
That is probably the worst
That's
thing
a-
you could ever say.
Like it's like one of those things where it's like you understand what he's trying to say. It's kind of how like Ubisoft said Skull and Bones was a quadruple A game. Like you get what he's trying to say, but said it the worst way possible
Yeah.
and shouldn't have said it to begin with.
It's like it's something you shouldn't say.
Yes.
But it's like that is boardroom talk that made its way into the public.
Yep.
And that it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was essentially Randy firing off at all people criticizing and bringing up any. He also had a series where he talked about like customer support messages and the percentage of people that are actually submitting customer support questions or queries for performance issues, and he was coming up with these numbers like, oh, like 0.05% of people are talking about performance problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, it's 2025. I wanted to pose this question to you. When's the last time you ever sent a report to customer service about any problem when it comes to a game?
What?
That wasn't like a refund.
So literally the only one that I can think of was whenever Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out, whatever year that was, because I personally had a problem with the Omega DLC. My game kept crashing, which I found out what the problem was. I fixed it myself, but that was the one and only time.
And when I had read that thread, I was like, because I had the thought, I'm like, who sends customer support things
Very
these
rarely.
days? Nobody
Very
does.
rarely.
But it's like it's probably the only metric he could find
Yep.
where he could make it seem like it wasn't a big deal.
Right. Yeah, it's not a normal thing you do. Because again, in all my years of gaming, I think that particular one, because let's be fair, favorite series of all time. If my game's crashing, I want to keep playing, right? Because I also saw some other people talking about it. It's like, yeah, I'm going to send it then, but I've never done anything since.
Yeah.
I cannot think of another time I've ever done that for anything, even if the game was messed up.
But yeah, it's one where it's one where if they I saw this in a couple videos that I watched kind of referring to this whole situation that Randy's been on. And it's Borderlands 4 was the easiest win.
Mm-hmm.
Really was. All Randy had to do was
not talk.
He could have sent one message and it would have satisfied everybody. He could have just said, "We are aware of problems, we are looking into it."
Yeah.
If he said that, there would have been no drama. It would have been kind of the opposite. It would have been like, holy shit, even Randy's being reasonable.
Right.
But instead Randy had to Randy.
Yep.
And it's one where it's like, because Borderlands 4 gameplay wise, everybody loves. everybody is talking about how good it is.
Return to form almost.
It's like everybody's talking about the game feels amazing to play. The problem is performance issues.
Yeah.
And you can spout all day about how it's made for premium machines and that, but then you have people with top end machines, the best of the best out there, that are still having problems.
Yeah.
And it's one where it's like there is a problem there. Just because you don't want to admit it doesn't mean there's not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you have like what people are saying is the best Borderlands in years, and it's just like all you do is stick the landing. Like even if like you internally like disagree with the performance issues, which I don't know why you would. All you have to do is still to say what you said, and it would at least
Yeah.
satisfy people. Because at the end of the day, there's still gonna be people working on the game because there's clearly problems.
Yes, it's like the thing is, Randy went on this scorched earth approach.
Yep.
Basically, pissed everyone off. Pissed off the people that weren't even having problems.
Yep.
Pissed off everybody who bought Borderlands, basically. Or that's a little bit of hyperbole, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one where did everything he could to try to defend his position, but it's one where nobody's asking you to defend that position. Everybody's just asking for a performance patch.
Yep.
Which they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
It's like your team was already working on a performance patch. Why don't you just talk to them?
Right. And the thing also that I think is like, an extra layer of annoying is like in these like mega threads that he does where you have people that are calling him out, like, and people and him and Randy responding in just the dumbest way possible. Like I saw one where it's like another guy in the gaming industry where he's like, Randy, just be a man, dude. Like, just admit that you're wrong.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, and then Randy saying whatever he said. But like there was also a lot of people, and there was one particular one that I saw of where he wasn't necessarily attacking Randy or the game, but kind of like really just throwing it out there of, hey, the game does run like shit. Like I have pretty decent stuff and it runs pretty bad. And Randy with his smart ass remark that he does will end it with, would you like help optimizing your game? And the guy's just like, and the guy responds like, yeah, sure, if you can help. Like gave all of his specs, and I looked at his specs. I'm like, that looks pretty good to me. Looks like some pretty good solid computer, in my opinion. Of course, Randy's not going to respond. Randy said that multiple times too, multiple tweets. It's like, do you want helps? Do you want help with your spec? Do you want help to optimizing? And naturally, when they drop specs, Randy just stays quiet.
Well, they did drop. I think it was on the website for Borderlands or something. They did drop like recommended settings.
Yeah.
For just about every goddamn graphics card out there.
Yep.
But the problem is that in itself doesn't help because then it's the machine that you put together. Everything's going to change depending on how your hardware is put together. For each machine, essentially, you can have some generalized settings that'll probably help.
Right.
But it's also one where if people with every type of different machine out there are all experiencing and saying they're having problems, you cannot say that there aren't problems.
Exactly. When it's like an overwhelming consensus, bro, like you can't do it.
It's like we've been saying for years, but they like, oh, who is it? Is it that's 2K? Forget which one. At this point, they gotta look at Randy's behavior here and be like, dude, we get it's like
okay.
It's like we like your enthusiasm, but they got to put a handler on him.
Yeah, no facts.
It's like they got to put a handler on him because they would have nothing but good press if it wasn't for him. Granted, it's like not coming out of like the past couple Borderlands games, maybe not necessarily, because people were very down on Borderlands. But
Sure.
with Borderlands 4, you would have had nothing but good press coming out of it with some complaints about performance issues.
Mm-hmm.
But then you could have had a PR representative that's not Randy, like a self-appointed PR person who could have handled it like in a good way.
Right.
And it's just one where it's like, man, I have very rarely do you see a company that has a complete layup win have one person at the top just continuously shoot them.
Yeah. So I just pulled up it on Steam real quick. So it's currently setting it mixed. And obviously, this is just one review, but I just thought this was really interesting. Actually, two reviews right off the top. And I just think it's really interesting that these are the top reviews. So the first one that pops up for me, it's not recommended, 30 hours on record. All right, good playtime. And they said they wanted to be patient about the review. They had a lot of reasons to make it negative. But then Randy spoke on Twitter, their exact words. And the next one says the same thing. It's 34 hours on record. It's poor optimization once again. The CEO is blaming the customer. Do not support game devs with their head in the sand. So it's like, there you go. I know it's just two, but I bet there's more.
The only problem I have with that is that's not. They're saying game dev who have their head in the sand. It's not the game devs
it's
who
Randy.
have it. It's just the guy at the top who apparently has full control to say whatever he wants to and can't be ousted.
Yeah.
But it's one where when Borderlands 4 came out, it was verging on overwhelmingly positive reviews on day one, and then Randy opened his mouth, and now it's mixed and sitting like it's like you have people that probably love the game, but they hate Randy.
Right.
And it's one where it's like going into Borderlands 4, I was pissed off at how Randy was conducting himself beforehand. And I openly said, I'm probably not going to buy it because of this.
Yeah.
I haven't.
No, and it's crazy to me that you have a studio of this size. I mean, like in terms of like Gearbox has gotten obviously very massive because of Borderlands, but also just like a publisher like 2K not ring this guy in. Like, you know what I mean? Because like there are lines in PR that you just can't cross, and it's just crazy to me that this continues to go on. I saw a hilarious skit about this too, where a dude was like playing a dev like frantically trying to update the game, and another guy walks in. It's just like, all right, yeah, no, game came launched. People seem to really like it. We have some optimization issues, but we'll work on that. We'll get it fixed. And the guy working on it's just like, you're new. You don't know. It's like, we got to hurry. And then you just like, the next part of the skit is like Randy walking. He's like, where's my phone? It's like, Randy, no. Randy, stay away from your phone. It's like, why don't you ring this guy in, man? It's baffling to me.
Yeah.
Like he's got, like, it's you and Zach complain about this all the time, that Randy just needs to go away for a little while, not be the face.
Like I've said multiple times in the last 10 minutes, if Borderlands 4 came out and they locked Randy away or just like took away all of his technology so that he could not get online, this game would be positive reviews.
Yeah.
They would have had somebody from their PR department reach out and say, we are aware of technical issues. We are working on a fix for it.
Yep.
And people would be in good spirits about Borderlands. Instead, granted, you have probably the larger part of the player base that's playing the game and just enjoying themselves and probably slightly frustrated with performance issues here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the outspoken group who is like, yeah, no, fuck Randy.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And it's like, and that very much shines through with the way the reviews have changed and the way the public opinion has changed. And it's one where, like, if from this Randy doesn't get reined in, man, it doesn't matter how good the game is when you have somebody that like going out and attacking not like random people. He's attacking his customer base.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's one where Randy's an asshat, and he needs to no longer be allowed to speak on behalf of Borderlands.
Facts, because Randy is destroying the Borderlands brand. Legitimately,
he has been for you. He's never been. Why? And there's Paul again. It's so confusing.
Paul's everywhere tonight.
But
WrestlePalooza for context.
But yeah, no, it's one where just it's one where if I could see a Borderlands trailer, or if I could see Borderlands come up somewhere and not see Randy's face again,
that'd be great.
I would be so happy.
Best day ever.
It's like if Randy was like pulled away, I don't care if he's still in charge of it. If he's never referenced for Borderlands again, I'll be happy. Mm-hmm. If they take him away from everything about Borderlands 4, I'll be happy. The thing is, I'm probably eventually gonna pick Borderlands 4 up
Yeah,
because everybody's talking about how good it is, and eventually I'm gonna want to play it.
right. You're gonna get the
But
itch
it
eventually.
but it's more where like right now when Randy's out there spouting all his bullshit, I can't justify it.
Right.
I can't justify it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can. I mean, hence why people are just writing the negative reviews or actively avoiding it, like you right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a Borderlands guy, but if God bless, if I was, like, I'd have to be a massive diehard to still buy the game right now. You know what I mean? Because I would look at this, I'm just like, dude,
Yeah, that's
fuck
kind of
you.
where I'm at. I'm like, because he's going off before it came out, and I was all that's where I was like, man, I can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, this whole situation's crazy. What a week it's been for Borderlands, dude. What a week it's been.
I will say, kind of jumping into our next topic,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. Borderlands 4 has brought up. It's one of several games that have kind of brought this discussion about
It's been an interesting one.
of Unreal 5 and
Yep.
is Unreal 5 worth using at this point? And it's one where it's a weird conversation to
It
have
is, yeah.
because Unreal 5 does the thing is every game that comes out with Unreal 5 right now has a lot of problems with it,
Yeah.
but that's because it's new. It's new, kind of new still. People haven't figured out how to do everything that they were doing with Unreal 4.
Yeah, there's certain elements to the game design, and we're not game designers. Let's stress
No.
that. But there's certain elements to the game design that hasn't fully been like fleshed out, where they're trying to do too much in one part of Unreal 5, and it's causing the issues. Because it's like I thought of the idea for this topic from the meme I sent you, where it's like the joke used to be, "Can your PC run Crysis?" Now the joke is, "Can your PC run an Unreal Engine 5 game?" And it showed a list of like Borderlands, Metal Gear Solid, and whatever the other two were.
Yeah.
So it is a question that have, or it's like, is it kind of overrated?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is because I've heard or I've listened to like some uh videos like game devs talking about it,
Mhm.
and then just some like people in the industry talking about Unreal 5 and that. And it's one where the reason a lot of games are still doing Unreal 4 is because they know most of the kinks with it. They know how to make it do what they want it to do. And Unreal 5, they haven't like I said, they haven't figured a lot of that out, and it hasn't gone through all the additional development so far. So people are trying to find workarounds to make things work. And it turns out sometimes those workarounds they don't work as good as you want them to.
Yeah. And there's like elements to like Unreal that, they try to run like a series of scripts for in Unreal, when it's like it'd be better to run those series of scripts through like, what is it called? Like C++, whatever it is. Again, that's game dev talk that I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just word of mouth that I'm kind of picking up. But like it's also a weird conversation to have, because like we've seen Unreal 5 like run well kind of out of the gate. Expedition 33, Black Myth Wukong, great recent examples the last couple years. Like we know
Yeah.
it can be run great, but it's like
It's like part of it is like some of those games like Expedition 33. Expedition 33 looks and runs great.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is a lot of Expedition 33 stuff is contained.
true. That's very true.
It's
That's
kind of
very true.
contained there. You don't necessarily have the giant open zones with all kinds of crazy wacky shit that can happen. And like in a similar vein with like Black Myth Wukong.
Where
Black
it's,
Myth
like,
Wukong
zone-based.
has big giant open zones that have a lot of stuff going on, but at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff is more contained, where you don't necessarily have roaming around enemies. You are in a big open zone, but it's a big open zone where the enemy like AI and pathing and everything keeps them in specific areas so that they don't cause some of those problems.
Right.
Whereas like in I think a lot of Unreal 5's problems have that in some of these games we've seen are like more open world games, or more games that have like more complex situations that can occur,
Hmm.
where it could just be not like it's not optimized for that yet.
Yeah.
It's one where this conversation could be completely different 5 years down the line.
True.
Because like in 5 years, people are going to be more familiar with Unreal 5.
Mhm.
And it's like people will be on their second or third games in it and kind of know how to work with the program itself.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing to also think about for some of the ones that we see, like some of the biggest performance issues from, and it's not just these type of games. Let me make that very clear. Is that I also just think about maybe it's just one of them, upper heads just really pushing the game to get out.
Oh yeah,
Because look at the two examples that I gave, both small studios that just worked and did their thing. They
yeah,
took the time, they did their thing. Then you look at Metal Gear Solid, you look at Borderlands. There's obviously people above those devs like, let's
yeah,
get it, let's go, come on,
yeah,
let's get it moving.
yeah. Because it does tend to be larger studios that have kind of deadlines that they have to meet,
Right.
which is, I mean, it's one of those where it's kind of been the same thing for the last 5 years, really. Doesn't matter if it's Unreal 5 necessarily. We've been having unoptimized PC versions of games
For a while.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Been one of the biggest problems with buying the PC versions of games. Is a
Mhm.
lot of times they're very poorly optimized.
Right.
So it's one where I wouldn't say it's necessarily Unreal's fault, or it's not a problem with Unreal necessarily. I think it's more of unfamiliarity with Unreal 5 and having to hit, kind of like what you said, having to hit deadlines
True.
while learning how to use Unreal 5.
True.
So I think that's what leads to a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because some of it is a weird thing where the larger developers and the larger companies somehow have less time to work on stuff. Where it's like they may be given a period, like a 4 or 5 year period to make a game, but it always feels like it's in the last year that they're actually getting everything done.
Yeah. True. True.
Whereas some of these other smaller companies, yeah, they'll work on it for 5 or 6 years, but when it comes out, it's done. It
Yeah, it
works.
works. Yeah, no, it does. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, especially when you look at a great example of Black Myth, of where we had the reveal in 2020, and every year all we got was just one new update every August. And me and you, as someone who's watching it from the original 10, 12 minute reveal, is we saw the constant growth year after year after year. And that was also just Game Science team getting more familiar with the Unreal Engine, and
Yeah,
it showed in the final product.
yeah. It's one where I think, granted, I don't know some of these studio sizes, but it is
Right.
something we've talked about a lot. Where it is studios becoming so large that there's so many people working on various aspects of it that probably aren't able to communicate with each other,
Hmm.
or it's very difficult to. So you have a bunch of things that are made by various different teams that then just get shoved together, and you
Hmm.
hope it works.
Right.
So that's probably also part of the problem.
Yeah. True. True. No, it's just an interesting conversation. It's like, is Unreal Engine 5 overrated? I guess to an extent you can say it is, because of just like how poor optimization it is. But at the same time, we've seen what it can do when it works, right?
Yeah,
So it's like
when it
the
works,
future's great for
yeah,
it, but
when
we just got to get
when it
there.
works, it makes some of the best looking games out
Yeah.
there,
Right.
and they feel phenomenal.
True.
Which, like I said, 5 years down the line, we may be having a completely different viewpoint on
Yeah.
Unreal
Different
5.
conversation. Yeah.
But it's one for right now, man. I'm looking forward to the future, but some of these games that are coming out that are on Unreal 5, man, it's gonna be a coin flip right now.
You know, one that I'm really nervous for? Halo. We already had all these problems with Slip Space Engine. They moved from Slip Space to Unreal because they say Slip Space was too difficult to work with for Halo. Oh man, I'm nervous, man. Are you guys gonna be able to do anything with Unreal and Halo? Because Halo's in such a weird spot, man.
Hey, you know the difference there? We have low expectations.
That is very true. The expectations are on the ground, brother. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. No,
Yeah.
like it is just a weird conversation though. It was definitely been an interesting conversation this week with how Borderlands has been, and We had Metal Gear Solid that just happened recently. We had freaking Mind's Eye earlier this year. That was Unreal Engine 5.
I don't think that's Unreal's fault.
Yeah, I don't think that one's Unreal's fault. I agree with you on that one. But now a lot of people are immediately turning, is Witcher 4 going to be crap? I would like to think no, because again, I think CD learned their lesson with Cyberpunk, and they're not going to let that happen again.
I would expect problems with Witcher 4, but I would expect less problems than we had with Cyberpunk.
I agree.
And as long as that's the case, I think people will be content.
Yeah. No.
As long as the game holds up to what the expectations people are going to have for it.
True.
Which are going to be fucking astronomical.
Yeah, through the roof. One of the most anticipated games of this decade.
Which, man, it's the CD Projekt Red is setting themselves up for like a massive fall again.
Yeah,
because they're once again coming out with one of the most anticipated games of all time.
True. And I don't think they're gonna mess up this time.
I think there's gonna be some problems.
Yeah.
But I don't think it could be as bad.
Right. I think they will happily delay this game if they have to make sure it doesn't happen again.
They better have learned their lesson on that one.
Yeah, I think they will happily delay this game as long as they have to.
Because like we learned from Cyberpunk, it's like Cyberpunk took about 1.5 years to kind of get fixed.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they would have just delayed it that 1.5 years, my God, we would have had a totally different experience.
The experience we're having right now with the game, where the game is goated, is probably what we would have had, which is crazy. Cyberpunk is so good, bro. All right, let's shout out some Rogue Energy. Go use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. That works for everything hydration, chill, and energy cans and tubs. They have a better sale going on, no big deal. Use the referral link down below. You're still going to be helping out the brand. You don't have to use a promo code. But again, that promo code Sparky3 for 10% off. Use the referral link below.
I've been drinking my Rogue Chill strawberry hibiscus almost every night this past week.
It is relaxing, isn't it? Like, it does actually help you. Like,
I've also kind of changed myself, so it's like I take that last little bit of the night and kind of just use it as a kind of calm down relaxation period. So I've started having that as well, and so it's been a nice change for me.
Yeah. I need to get some more Rogue Chill. Their shipping is usually pretty quick. I wonder if I buy some like tonight, will it be here like sometime this week? Their shipping is usually pretty quick.
It probably should be.
Yeah, because like I got, with my trip coming up, I took off that Friday, the day we're leaving, because my plan is I wanted to sleep a little bit during that day, just like a nice little nap. Because, like, as you know, I have made that trip multiple times and have been up the entire time.
Every time that I made that trip, I was up the whole time.
Yeah, like me and you both, like because I'm so juiced and ready to go. So like I naturally wake up Friday at like 4 o'clock in the morning, before work. And I'm just, I can't sleep, and I can't sleep in the car. So like I'm up for like 36 to 42 hours straight, and it sucks.
Yeah, for me, it was a combination of I can't sleep in cars.
Yeah.
As well as I feel like I can't have everyone be asleep besides the driver.
Yep.
So I feel like I have to be up with the driver.
Yeah. So no, that sucks. So I took that Friday off, and I'm going to wake up, not have my morning energy, and, do last minute things and hopefully take a nap. So I would like to have some Rogue Chill around there to help me relax. So I might have to get me some Rogue Chill sometime this week because I am out. All right. So from here, I got a bunch of weekly wrap up stuff, which does feature Xbox. It does feature Trails in the Sky game reviews, early impressions. Besides those stuff, anything else you want to shout out?
I don't think I have anything else. Nah, I think it's mostly just my my Trails impressions so far.
Okay. Well, hey, let's go ahead and shout out that. Let's shout out some recent game reviews for the week. So let's shout out first Dying Light the Beast. Came in at 78 on Metacritic, 82 on OpenCritic. They had 110, which is Insider Gaming. Shout out. Few 9s, lots of 8s, few 7s. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is being received pretty well.
Dying Light the Beast, well reviewed on Steam right now too.
Yeah, no, that's well reviewed right now. Sonic Racing's doing really well too, which I'm excited for. 83 on Metacritic, 81 OpenCritic, few 9s, tons of 8s, which is about what I expected. It's just a racing game. It's just a nice, solid racing game. Have a fun time. But then we got Trails in the Sky the First. Came in at 91 on Metacritic, 91 on OpenCritic. Couple 10s, tons of 9s, few 8s. And then John picked it up. So how's that going for you?
I've been really excited about this game for about a year and a half.
Right.
Because the Trail series is a series I've wanted to get into for a long time, and I was actually gearing up to play the first game in the Trail series. Uh, a, about it was about a year and a half ago, yeah. And then that was around the time I think they announced that this remake was happening. So I was like, oh wait,
Yeah.
wait. I'd rather start with the newest, like, supposed to be best entry point with the remake.
Facts.
So I've been really excited to play it, and so far I'm having a lot of fun. I'm only probably 5 to 6 hours right now. Still in prologue.
Damn, it's a long prologue.
Yeah.
God, dog.
There's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
It's the trail series is a very long, interconnected story that takes place over, I think, about 23 games now, 23 to 27 games.
The One Piece of gaming.
And the story of each game takes place in an interconnected world.
Mm-hmm.
So you like characters that I meet and play as in this game. If I continue through the series, I'll probably meet in other games at some point.
Or at least hear about them.
Yeah, it's like you'll hear about them. I think you meet some of them in various games. So
because you at least got like the Sky trilogy, then you got the next two, which is like the Grand Bulls games, maybe.
There's so many.
Then you got the Cold Steel, and now you've got like the whatever.
There's
the Beyond ones, the Horizon ones, whichever one they're called.
Yeah, and then there's Daybreak or whatever is going on.
Yeah, that
these
one.
Days
that one. That one's like
each series is its own contained story that then you hear about in other games.
Right.
So at the beginning of this game, what I know so far is, you're on this world that, you're living on this like continent essentially, or in this country, that there used to be a war going on, and you kind of been at peace for a little while, and now there's like suspected troop movements going on. So you play the characters that I have so far. The main characters are Estelle and Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning of the game, like Estelle, which is the main female protagonist of the game, her dad comes home one night, like carrying a boy, ends up being Joshua. He lives with you for the next 5 years, and that's where the game picks up. And the start of the game is essentially, you're going to get your certification to be a bracer, which is kind of like, I don't know exactly. You kind of like Monster Hunters, political figures. You're kind of like not mercenary, but kind of mercenary thing where you're a part of a guild that gets contracted to do things. And apparently your dad is like a legendary figure. And he gets a letter about potential troop movements from another country, and he gets sent off to investigate that. And he hands off like all of his tasks for the town that he was supposed to take care of. And I'm currently doing those things. So I'm currently doing the because I'm graduated as a rookie bracer, a rookie bracer. So now I'm essentially doing quests and side quests and stuff to raise my rank up. And that's about where I am so far in the game. But so far, there's a lot of side quests and everything to do. Every time I do one, I feel like I unlock 5.
Right, and it just keeps piling up.
It's like it keeps piling up, and I'm doing all the side quests that I come up with so far. But the game looks great. Combat's pretty fun. So, like as you're running around the open zones, there's like monsters and stuff that are out there, and you can walk. It's like you walk up to them, and then you just start fighting right there. It's like there's no load screen or anything to go into the fight or anything. You just start fighting. But there's an interesting thing where you go into it and it's like you can do like an action combat system, kind of, where you go in and you just fight, or you can hit what's the fucking button layout on the Y, I think it is.
Which controller?
The for Nintendo.
Oh,
It's the left button on.
I think that is why.
I think it's Y.
I hate how Nintendo's is different.
If you go,
I hate it so much.
When you go into combat with like monsters, if you hit Y, you go into a turn-based mode. And then it's just like turn-based battles. And there's and like the battle system is like you have so much movement that you're allowed to walk around. So you basically you have a big circle and all the enemies are spread out variously. So you can move around in that circle, and then your different skills that you have like little area things. So it's like you can, when you select which skill you want to do, then you can walk around and target where you want it to go to try to hit multiple enemies or not. And certain skills have various taglines on them. Like Joshua, one of his skills that I have right now has a tagline back attack. So if I attack them from the back, I do increased damage. And then there's various things that certain skills have. Like there's a delay thing, so you have all of your characters have a certain speed, and then certain skills that you have will have a tagline that says delay. So if you hit enemies with that delay attack, it lowers their speed for that next turn. So then you can delay their turn to potentially gain another one. So it's a very interesting like combat system so far. And their skill system I haven't fully figured it out yet, because it's one where you essentially have like a medallion that has 5 or 6 slots on it. You unlock the slots, and then you condense down a crystal that gives you some base stats, and you socket that crystal in, and then you gain a skill. And the higher tier that you have, the higher tier stats and higher tier skills you get. Haven't fully figured out that system too much. I assume that'll be much more important as the game goes on.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm kind of just figuring it out. But so far, very much enjoying the game. Very early on in it. I think the game's supposed to take like 80 hours to beat.
Sounds about right.
80 hours if you kind of just go through it.
Right.
Which I'm very much not doing.
Yeah, you're trying to do as much as you can.
I'm doing the thing where I walk into a zone and I clear out all the monsters that I see, and then when I get to a point where I can do side quests, I do all the side quests and everything. So this is going to take me a long time to play.
Right.
But I'm so far very much enjoying what I've been playing.
Pumped to finally get into the
I'm
trails.
glad to finally be able to play Trails. So I'll be excited when this one comes out. I'm curious about what their remake structure is going to be like, if they're going to remake all of their old games.
I would safely assume.
Because it's one where, depending on how much fun I have when I complete this game, I may go back and play the original first game, because that one, if you play through it, it's supposed to be like half the length that the remake is going to be. But that's a lot to do because they added in voice acting, they added in cutscene type stuff. So it's like they added all of the stuff that they added in to make it look and have like quality of life and stuff. A lot of that stuff adds time to the game. Voice acting alone adds a lot of time.
True.
But so far, voice acting's been fine. But it's one where, very much excited to continue playing the game. It's gonna be one where I'm gonna play it. It's gonna be probably my main focus for right now. So we'll see how far I get before something else comes out, or if I just beat it.
Yeah, true.
But very much looking forward to continuing to play it, because so far playing it this morning, you know when you sit down and you play a game and then time just goes away.
Yeah.
That was today for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're in the same kind of mode and vibe that I was, and probably you were too, when Expedition came out, where just like time slips away from you.
Yeah. I started playing it this morning. Like I said, I've been getting up early, so I was up at like 6:30 playing it, and before I knew it, it was like 11 o'clock.
Right.
I was playing it. I looked over, went, oh damn.
Time flew.
So I'm having fun. Hopefully that feeling stays with me the whole time.
Right. Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, that one's on my radar to pick up at some point before the end of the year. You know, just with the trip coming up, I'm kind of focused on other things. But hey, you got a couple weeks till Digimon, so
Yeah,
you know, maybe you can knock it out before that.
I'm gonna try to hit it pretty good because the other thing is I did pick this game up on Switch.
Yeah.
So I'm playing it. I'm picked it up for Switch, playing it on my Switch 2. I have not bought the Switch 2 upgrade yet.
Mm.
I might end up doing that.
What's the price?
I think it's just a dollar.
Oh yeah.
But
Actually, yeah, I think I remember them, you know, saying that they were going to make it as cheap as literally possible.
I'm probably gonna end up doing that because walking around the zones when like you can see monsters pretty far off. Looks a little rough until you get closer. You remember when you played Pokemon Legends Arceus,
yeah.
and Pokemon from a distance had that
Same thing with Scarlet and Violet.
you got a little bit of that going on from a far distance with some of these monsters.
Get that upgrade. What are we doing? Get that upgrade, brother.
It's one where it hasn't bothered me because it's so far it's just things far moving monsters from a far distance are a little rough. Everything close around you, and so far every little cutscene that I've had runs great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the visuals of the monsters when they're far away right now. Other than that, I've had no like stuttering problems aside from that. Everything else, like I said, everything else runs great. Like all the attacks and like all the skills and like spells and stuff that I've used so far, they got big flashy animations to them for the most part. No issues with any of that. It's just so far the only thing of note has been it particularly flying monsters from a distance. Have they're could do with an upgrade or could do with that upgrade.
Right.
But other than that, fantastic.
Yeah.
Game's great so far. Like I said, I'm in the prologue still. I'm very early on in the game. Very much looking forward to it. Very excited to continue playing it. And it's from what I've played so far. If you're a fan of JRPGs, then I'd say yeah, and you've never played before, pick it up.
Yeah, might as well as entry point to the one piece of gaming. Let's
Yeah,
go.
It's the entry it's the entry point to the game. The reviews and what I've played so far, because it's one where it's like the gameplay. I've seen what the gameplay loop is. I don't know the story aspects of it very much yet, but from what I've seen so far, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the few times where I'm very early on in a game and I'm like, if you're a fan of this genre, pick it up.
Right. Yeah. If you're a JRPG guy, you got to get it. Like I said, I want it, man. I think I am gonna probably get it for the Switch too as well.
Yeah,
I think
I wanted to get it for Switch too, just
Yeah.
because it was like, I don't have a lot of games for my Switch right now. I've been trying to buy more recently to give me a reason to play my Switch more. But it's like this one coming to Switch. I like having it for Switch because then I like games like this. I like being able to play wherever I want to.
right.
And I can easily take my Switch 2 and move it wherever I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I buy games for like my PC or something, I'm kind of stuck there.
Right.
With-
Can't
and-
go anywhere.
And it's like there's been times where I've bought games on my PC and I'm playing them. I'm like, man, I'd really like to play this while laying over there.
Right. Right.
So that's the main reason why I wanted to buy this for my Switch 2. I haven't played it in handheld mode yet. I don't know what that's like. I might do that later on.
Okay. Yeah, and the Switch is honestly probably a good place to go because if I remember correctly, because I did a deep dive on this with all the Trails games, it was only the 3 Sky games and like I think maybe like the Wise and Sky fighting game were the only ones like not available on modern consoles besides like PC. You know, they were like last available on like PSP, PS Vita, or something. But like starting with the 4th Trails game, which besides the fighting games, I guess technically the 5th, I think that's what. The Azure, I think that one.
Yeah.
I think that one, all the way up to the new one, they're all available on Switch. So it's like if you start to get in the Trails game, like you got Sky on Switch, like you can assume 2 and 3 are going to come. Then you can have the entire story on one console.
That's the other thing, because especially if they start doing if they actually do remakes of their older games, like all of them. I do also like having series of games all on the same
I do too.
console.
I do
If
too.
it's the one thing where I'm like I'm gonna end up. I told you before. I'm gonna end up buying Digimon Storytime Stranger on my PC.
Yeah.
Little upset about that because I have all the games for my PlayStation, and
Yeah.
I also bought the double pack for my Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like I would like to have. I just like having them all on the same one.
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me, I get it, man. I'm very picky about that too. And it's like, well, I already started buying them here, so I need to get them the rest of them here. Just what makes sense.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of new games for me like that. Of like, what I want to buy it for.
Also, a lot of those type of games, they do this. It's a very minor thing, but I like when you load up the newest one. It's like, oh, I see you've played the older games.
Exactly.
I love when it does that.
I love that. I love that acknowledgement. Yeah. No, because man, I'm with you on that. I'm very picky about those certain things because it's like a very random example. So like I've talked about this on the show that I love buying third parties for the Xbox. So because I'm still a physical game collector, so it gives me something on my shelf.
Thing of note, I bought Trails in the Sky first, physical.
Oh, I'm proud of you. There we go. I love it. I love it. So a great example though is when Double Exposure was coming out, it's like, oh well, I want it for Xbox because I want another game for my shelf, right? That's Life is Strange for anyone that don't know. But then I looked over at my shelf, I'm like, I do have True Colors for the PS5, so I want to get Double Exposure for PS5 now because I want it to all match. I want everything to be the same. I want it in the same place. So I feel you on that. Like if you want everything in the same place, you don't want it to be on the 43 consoles.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
Yeah, but it's one where there's Trails in the Sky first was one. It's like I bought it physical. I don't really buy physical games anymore, but it's one where it falls into the category of a couple games that are coming out soon that are games that I've been wanting for a long time,
Hmm.
and I want the physical.
Yeah.
Very rarely do I want the physical, but I want the physical for some of these that are coming out soon.
Oh, I get you. I get
And
you.
it's like, and this was one of them. I'm like, I've wanted to play this game for a long time. I want to actually have the case. I want the cartridge.
Hmm.
I want it. It's like I don't really have anywhere that I put my Switch games right now because I don't have a lot of physical Switch games.
Right, right.
I probably have more physical Switch games than I do anything else right now, actually, because I went digital so long ago.
Hmm.
But it's one where it's like I'm gonna need a place to actually put these
Yeah.
because I'm starting to accumulate some because I've been buying games that have come out for Switch of like older games that I've wanted to play.
Yeah.
Uh, that I don't know if I'm gonna buy, or I don't know if I'm actually gonna play. I bought Switch versions of a couple Final Fantasy games
Hmm.
just because if I'm gonna play them, I'll play them on my Switch.
Yeah. I want that pixel remaster.
I do too,
It's such a cool case.
but yeah, it's one where I'm gonna. There's a couple games I'm actually gonna buy physical this year.
Nice. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna enjoy this while I can. uh all right, let's hop over to the Xbox stuff, man. So Xbox raises their prices again, second time in the same year, and we have now hit the Xbox Series 2 terabyte, yes, now reaching an $800 price point. That's crazy. Xbox Series X digital is now 600. The Series X is now 650, and the Series S is now $400. I mean, like, dude, at this point, you got to ask, what's the point?
You can't even justify the Series S anymore.
Yeah, you can't because like that's what me and Christina's been talking about because like when it came out, while like we've said on the show, great product for consumers, bad for the industry and the devs, but like that was the selling point was a $300 box that could play like mostly play new games coming out. Like that's a great deal, and now it's like 400. I can't even justify that
Yeah.
as just a fan of gaming. I can't justify that.
And like the Series X, like digital version being $600. That's wild.
That's insane.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I granted I this is not justifying it all, but I do appreciate the fact that the digital version is cheaper than the one that has the disc drive.
Yep.
I'm glad that Xbox is maintaining that because I feel like that's something that should be the case.
Right.
And I feel like soon that's not going to be the case.
Agreed.
But it's one where that being $600 is wild.
Right.
Dude, what are people gonna play on it?
I know.
People are gonna spend that much money for a digital version of a console.
Where the
It's
first
like
party games are
yeah,
meh.
it's like that is a $600 Game Pass machine.
It is. It is. Because like again, it's like let me be a defender of Xbox in one capacity. They do make some good games, right? They do. But like when you look at the past couple years and just what's happening with Xbox, with the constant delays of Fable, how's that game going to come out? Perfect Dark getting canceled. It's like how much can you justify supporting the brand of Xbox beyond like, hey, if you've got a PC, absolutely you should check out Game Pass because why not, right? But like I can't justify someone going out and buying an Xbox right now because it's like the first party games is hit or miss, right? We've had so many issues. Your big dogs have been lackluster, like Halo. Gears 5 was lackluster. Plus, you're going multi-plat, so it's like if I have a PlayStation, why don't I just stay with PlayStation? Like, it really is just a Game Pass machine in all actuality. Like, if they were pumping out first-party bangers, like the 360 era, I might could defend it a little bit more because at least you have like a reason to want to own that console besides just a subscription service. But like again, at that point, it's just like, dude, I'll just a description of it's cool, but like I'll just go get a PS5. At least then I could have good third parties,
Yeah,
probably some of your good Microsoft published games and good first
especially
parties.
like the Series X 2 TB version being $800.
Diabolical.
That's more expensive than the PlayStation Pro,
I know.
which is mind-boggling.
I sent you a PC link today of a PC that I want to get for the studio that's $800, and it had like what, a 50 series I think in it.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but it's like that's crazy, bruh. Like don't get me wrong, an $800 PC is not going to be able to play Borderlands 4, but it's still going to like get the job. It's a good entry level PC,
Yeah,
But like that's the price of the Xbox now.
yeah, it's like especially raising the price when you're already talking about your next console coming out.
Oh, that next console.
It's like
That thing's gonna be expensive.
you've raised the price again. You're talking about releasing your next console in the next, we'll just say 2 years,
Right.
and you're raising your prices for the second time in a year, basically guaranteeing nobody's gonna buy it. It's like you would think if you're closing in on the end of the lifespan of your console, you would start making them cheaper to get rid of them.
Right. Exactly. Like this is crazy. This doesn't happen. We're 5 years in.
Yeah, and instead you're raising the price again and kind of just making it where, like, solidifying the fact that nobody's gonna buy it.
Yeah, like I feel like at this point you're actively trying to prevent people from buying it. Cause like I don't know, man. Like even though you're talking about doing a next console and stuff, like I just can't help but to think with a move like this, especially when you just did this like within the last 3 months, like I feel like it really is like there's some sort of internal thing of like pushing to like stop making consoles and just being a Sega and just going full publisher.
Well,
Because
no,
as a publisher, they're not bad.
well, better idea just popped into my head. Instead of moving away and going full publisher, it's less. I think it's less to do with that, and these price raises might be a way to just all of the price raises for every system might just be a way to, or their excuse to raise the price of the Series S to stop people from buying them so that when they move to their next console, they can just hard cut off.
That's also actually a great point because we talked about that with the next console coming out. Is like
If you can justify that Series S's haven't been sold as much in the last like year or a year and a half when your new console comes out, you can just hard cut off at that point.
yeah, true. No, because like that's actually a great point. I didn't think about that because like when we were talking about all this stuff recently, I made the prediction that I think when the next Xbox comes out, you're gonna see like a historic cutoff of the previous generation. Not it's not. I don't even think it's gonna be as long as it took for the Wii U to get cut off. Like, and the Wii U was pretty damn quick after the Switch came out. I think it's gonna be like almost instant. I really do because the Series S is a legitimate problem for the generation. Like it really has. Like no, that's a great idea. That's a great point. I didn't even think about that because if they can justify like, oh, well, I mean, look, we haven't sold one 2 terabyte Xbox Series X in a year. We've sold like, X amount of the Series S. So let's cut it off. No big deal. Move to the next one. No one's buying anyway. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's the only reason I could see that they would be attempting to justify it.
No, that makes so much sense, honestly. That really does. That makes so much sense. Because, like, again, you're 5 years into the constant generation, and it's like this. It's just crazy to me, man. I saw Spawnwave make a joke about this, where it's just like, our parents invested in Amazon stock early. We invested with buying consoles day one, and I'm just like, bro, right now, facts. Like, I love my Series X. I play it all the time. There is no way in the world I would go out and buy a Series X right now with that price. I would
It's
not
like
do it.
I have my Series S. I sometimes wish I would have just bought a Series X when I bought my S.
Yeah,
But now I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that.
yeah, not happening.
It's one where, as I've said multiple times in the last few weeks, there is less and less of a reason for me to ever need to buy
Mhm.
another Xbox console with their strategy change of combining Game Pass of everything to be able to be played on console or PC. Because the library used to not be the same.
Yeah, true. The PC was a little lackluster compared to the console, but now it's starting to get pretty damn equal.
There's a couple there's a couple games that are still console that aren't on the PC version of Game Pass, but they're typically sports games.
True.
But that's because those some of those sports games don't exist on PC.
Yeah.
But those are the only ones really that has where there is a difference in the libraries.
Mhm.
Everything else, all their games that are coming out, they come out for both PC and there. So especially since their first party stuff is going to be day one Game Pass, I might as well only have Game Pass for my PC.
Mhm.
So there's less and less reason for me to ever even need the console itself.
Facts. It's so sad to see the death of Xbox. It breaks my heart, legitimately. All started with the Xbox One, and here we are now. Oh, God bless. All right, let's keep moving to the weekly wrap up then. Next up, already mentioned earlier, hey, Dispatch is going to be releasing starting October 22nd. 2 episodes every week on the 22nd, the 29th, November 5th, and November 12th. 8 episodes. Do
we know how long the episodes are going to be?
No, I didn't see any news on that. I just saw the episode. So I would. Yeah, I mean, what's trademark Telltale episode lengths? I mean, I'm not big into Telltales.
It's been a while since I played one.
It's been a while for me too.
I would assume a couple hours.
Yeah, so maybe like 4 hours of gameplay every week. So at least you're getting it every week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the plus.
It's not bad. That could be.
I mean, if that's the case for the total game, I mean, that's what about 24 hours of gameplay.
I haven't looked into this since they announced
16 hours. Sorry,
I haven't looked into this since they had talked about that. Is it just buy the game and then the episodes come out, or do you buy the episodes?
I think that you buy the game, the episode comes. I think it's like $30 or something.
Okay,
30, $40.
That's not bad then.
Yeah,
no. I could see it being a little frustrating for people because it's like I bought the game and I got to wait on the content.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I look at it as more of there's sometimes I buy a game and I may only have 8 hours that week to play it.
Right.
So it could be one where it's like, yeah, I play the game a little bit and then on the same day every week, I get a nice little surprise.
Facts.
I get a nice little boost of something to play, and I get a little excitement for that week.
Bingo, which that's definitely gonna be me. It's also just gonna be nice because it's like while me and you are gonna have like a lot of different things going on, Pokemon, Digimon, whatever. It's just like, I mean, I can spare a couple hours to go play this because it's going to be great. I'm going to get a great laugh out of it.
It's going to be a nice break between everything else for the several hours to sit down and play it each week.
All right, so here you go. Dispatch Digital Deluxe Edition. It's $40. It's the full game. You get the art of the Dispatch Digital art over 100 pages, and you get 4 digital comics, 6 stories with over 45 pages. So $40, good value.
Yeah.
Love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Can't wait for Dispatch.
Excited for Dispatch to come out. When that demo came out, that was
so good.
it's as soon as I finished it, I was like, this game's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, this game's gonna be 10 out of 10.
That game is everything I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So, just fair spoiler warning. This is our show here. When it comes time for the Gamesthetic bracket, that thing might make some waves. I'm just gonna go ahead and fair warn you. It just depends on the matchup it gets.
It's one where it's gonna entirely depend on the matchup because there's gonna be there's potential for some stupid stuff to make it far.
Facts, and that could be one of the stupid things that makes it far. It just depends.
There's potential for a meaty showdown in a bracket where Dispatch comes up against Digimon.
Oh, buddy. My immediate instinct is, I'm going Digimon, but who knows? I love Dispatch with all my heart and soul. Who knows?
I mean, it's one where I know I'm gonna love Dispatch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if the full game like the demo, which should be, then I'm gonna absolutely adore this game.
Exactly.
But it's one where, as much as I enjoyed that demo, I think back to the demo I played of Digimon. I'm like, I don't know which one I enjoyed more.
Both fantastic. Both fantastic. Have you gone back to the demo by chance?
No.
Because I've considered going back to the demo and restarting it and doing what other people's doing and just fucking grind that shit out, man.
I did a little bit. I don't see the point in it necessarily because you can grind the shit out of it if you want to. But then 10 hours into playing the game, you're going to have all of that stuff anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I don't know. I might do it again because I don't get to play the game for a few weeks, right? So I might, that gives me another taste. I need to play the game. So anyway, next thing I got is still talking about Dispatch, namely with the studio, Ad Hoc Studio. They spoke on Wolf Among Us 2. So a quote I've got here is, "We weren't running the project. It was Telltale. We were doing it in partnership with. And we couldn't wait around and do nothing, so we had to move to Dispatch and keep the studio moving, and they needed to go their own way." And they also said they basically have no clue what the status on Wolf Among Us 2 is.
I mean, makes sense.
Does make sense. I bought Wolf Among Us 2 on Steam earlier this year. I have not played it yet. I do want to because I've been told and I've just seen that it's just such a great narrative experience. So for everyone waiting for that second game, that is not the ideal news they wanted to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Because God knows when that game's going to come out at this point. So hopefully they get it figured out. Hey, next thing I've got is Silent Hill F leaked review. This was so funny when I read it. So someone who writes for DualShockers put up part of their review on Reddit, claiming it's not breaking NDA with what they're talking about, but it 100% is, because there is the people who are under NDA have basically alluded there is nothing that you can talk about.
Oh yeah, it's also
you can't talk about the game.
It's also, if you played it early, you're under NDA, and it's there would be a review embargo where you're not allowed to talk about it.
Exactly.
You're not allowed to talk about it at all until a certain date, and then once that date passes, you have a limited amount that you're allowed to talk about.
Exactly. So some things they talked about, and this is they detailed some stuff, bro. So they rated the game like a 9.5 out of 10. They said they're already in New Game Plus. Combat does teeter on Souls-like, but not completely.
I just want to move to this right off the way. We don't have to fucking call every
game a Souls-like.
We don't every combat doesn't have to be called a Souls-like combat.
Just because
it's just difficult. Everything. Just because more and more are being made, more Souls-like games are coming out. Not every game has to be, their combat have to be referred to as Souls-like. There are other ways to refer to it.
It's like the moment a game is slightly difficult, you call it a Souls-like.
It's like
it's annoying.
I'm getting tired of every game being called Souls-like combat when it's not.
Yeah. It does teeter on Souls-like, but not completely. It is challenging. You have to pick and choose your battles in typical Silent Hill fashion. Pay attention to the content warnings, because apparently you can really just get popped and jump scared on some stuff. New Game Plus continues the story. It does have that multiple endings. Read everything. Story is written lore, either in your journal, documents, journal updates frequently. Completely unique versus any other Silent Hill game. So that's just the TLDR. they actually talked about the game. The Reddit post also started off saying, as a preface, I write for DualShockers. My favorite comment about this was from MVG, Modern Vintage Gamer, where he said, "Fixed it for you." Quote, as preface, "I used to write for DualShockers." Facts. Facts. You're fired, bro. Because I looked at the Reddit post again. It's not even anonymous. Like, your name is right there, dude. I'm like, oh yeah, you're fired. It's no shot. Because, like, not only are you fired, your name is going to be blacklisted from this, and you're also hurting DualShockers from getting early access codes again.
I was gonna say, it's like, it's not even just that person in particular who's kind of screwing themselves over. That is really leaning into where DualShockers is going to be way less likely to be allowed to review certain games anymore.
I know. Even though
Because
it's one person, but
it's like it may only be one person, but it is one person who has completely screwed that company over. Granted, I don't know a whole lot about DualShockers.
right. Just up and coming website doing game reviews and stuff. Their branding is more around like PlayStation. I'm pretty sure is their branding, but
it's more. I get it. You're excited. Wait for the fucking date.
I know. Wait for the day to come. Like, you don't have to go on Reddit and talk about this and claim you're not breaking NDA when you literally are, because there's embargoes, and it's just crazy to me, man. Whatever. So shout out to Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill F. Sorry. Hopefully I get my game here soon, because I saw also on Twitter someone got their day one Amazon edition early. So hopefully I get mine. Come on, Amazon, come in clutch for me. Next piece of news I got. I was so excited when I saw this news and I saw the photo. The GOAT, Nick Castle, is returning to play Michael Myers in the Halloween game. That is the original 1978 Michael Myers. He is doing the motion capture for it. I saw the photos and I'm super pumped. As a diehard Halloween fan, that is awesome news. It's going to be a fun little game. It's not going to make waves or anything. It's going to be a 7 out of 10 at best. But god dang it, as a Halloween fan, this is awesome.
This is going to be your game that comes out, and where you have to say, this game is a 7 out of 10. But for me,
it's a 10. I love Halloween.
We've all had them.
Yeah. Like, this is at best a 7 out of 10, but God bless, it's going to be a 10 for me.
They did it.
There you go. They did it. I told you, man, pull the trigger.
I had a feeling it was going to happen, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Talking about WrestlePalooza, Stephanie won the championship over EO. Just for context here for the audio listeners, and I guess video listeners too. I told you, man, it was time to pull the trigger, because I don't think, like, EO is great, but I don't think people were wanting to see another EO reign right now. You know what I mean? That was my stance on it.
It is a weird thing. We'll get into this later.
Yeah, it's whatever. All right, next up, also exciting stuff. Mass Effect TV show news.
This whole fucking section that's just you. Like, none of this is for me.
I'm sorry. I paired it together appropriately.
You just put the end of the show as a block for Alex.
This just middle section of it here of just like Halloween, Mass Effect. Here we go. No, we do got some Mass Effect TV show news. That just castings are officially underway. They're seeking currently 5 lead roles. They're seeking for a male for 30 to 39, like a young Colin Farrell. A co-lead female 34 to 39 with alien requiring prosthetics. Female 30 to 49, human providing parallel narrative from Earth. Male villain lead 40 to 60, looking for a Doug Jones type, which Doug Jones is known for, like, super over the top prosthetics and art and stuff like that with his sort of roles he's done. And then male 30 to 49 wrestler type soldier.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm thinking like a Batista. I don't know. That's my guess. Like a big bulky dude, man. I don't know. No, so this is super cool. And one thing that I immediately thought of is with the approach that we're doing here. Are we doing, potentially First Contact War? Are we going to be doing 2 versions of Shepard? Because it does talk about that female on Earth providing a parallel narrative as well as the main lead. So maybe you are doing both Shepards. Somehow make, because, like, again, you can kind of take your own twist and your own story on it. So that'd be kind of interesting. But also just kind of wondering if we are doing First Contact War instead of just doing Mass Effect 1, which that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
New unique storyline.
Just don't get
from people who haven't who don't know the lore,
like with Halo. Yeah, no, please God, no. I'll cry. Like, that will ruin me. That will break me. That will absolutely shatter me.
You know what would be the best part if they did that? I would watch it.
I know you would. You son of a bitch.
I would
I know you
watch
would.
it, and I would tell you how good it is.
I hate you so much. You're the worst. No, I will also add with this news, I have super low expectations on any more news coming out about this for N7 Day coming up very quickly. I was going to do an N7 Day video while I'm on vacation. I'm going to have that come up. And I was already thinking that we probably weren't going to get TV show news on N7 Day. And with them now confirming that casting's underway, yeah, no shot. You'll get some casting news sometime next year, but definitely not for N7 Day. So anyway, next thing I want to throw this in here because me and you were talking about this last week on what the game exactly was with Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. So just some new features.
It looks like it looks like a bare minimum.
It's bare minimum.
Not even can call it a remaster.
Yeah,
it is just slightly upscaled.
Yeah, increased resolution, so like 1080p on Switch 1, 4K on Switch 2. They did improve the UI, extra storybook chapters, so some new gameplay there is nice. The new assist mode and more. They say okay. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's like what me and you talked about.
It is what it is.
Can you even call it a remaster? Can you call it a port?
It's like
obviously you have to change the game in some capacity because it was a Wii game to Switch, but it's not even to the same extent as like what Skyward Sword was, where that was like really an HD remaster. Like this is just how you reporting the games up. We already had Galaxy ready to go because of the 3D collection. So now we just have to get Mario Galaxy 2 to the same level Galaxy was, pour them together. There you go. Whatever. Hey, friendly reminder, all shiny treasures of Ruin legendary Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are now available. So get on Scarlet and Violet and claim your free shinies. All 4 are available.
Probably finished doing that today.
Yeah, I said earlier that I need to do it, so I got to go get the last 2 today. I don't want to miss out on that. Hey, Pal World officially launches in 2026, going into 1.0.
Yep. They basically said they're just buckling down to get it ready.
Yep. Looking forward to. I'm mostly looking forward to seeing if that's going to kind of boost up a big player count again. You know what I mean? Like maybe the full release may bring a lot of people back.
Well, yeah, because they did say as well with 1.0, they're gonna expand it to where you can finally go to the world tree.
Yeah,
which
it's pretty cool.
It's one where I haven't played Power World since the hype around it in the first 2 months of the game coming out. Depending on where this falls in 2026. There's a decent chance I'll try to go check it out.
I just have a sneaky suspicion it'll just come out in January. That's when the early access started.
Yeah,
so that's my
it's
thought.
one where it depends on when it's going to come out. If there's other stuff around it, because if I go in and play it, I'm probably going to start fresh.
Yeah,
and if I start fresh, that means I'm gonna need a good 80 to 100 hours,
right,
to buckle down and play it. So
yep.
We'll figure it out then.
Next thing, Overwatch 2 Persona 5 collab officially announced. Shout out, I guess. Now you can start making jokes as Overwatch 2 the next game to die. No, it's not. But Lollipop Chainsaw Repop Nintendo Switch 2 Edition was also announced. Shout out to that. Bandai Namco filed a trademark for, quote, World Fighters this past month in both Europe and the U.S. What that is, we'll see. No clue. That's all the context I got. And then the game that never dies, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 gets another DLC. What's the point of even
I'm gonna have to go click on the. I'm gonna go have to look at this on my Steam later and just click the DLC section just to see how long it is.
Yeah, like it really is like the question of like, what's even the point?
There's so many, it's hard to figure out how to buy it. Dude, it's reached that stage because you can buy all of the DLCs individually, or you can buy the packs where it groups them together.
Yeah,
and it is hard to tell which one goes where.
No, I 100% agree because like my original Xenoverse playthrough, Xenoverse 2 playthrough was on Xbox, and at one point before I got like, this is like when I was still like I fully went to PS4 and stuff. I wanted to replay the game. So I got it on PS4, and I'm looking at all that DLC to buy, and I'm like, God, what do I need to buy? I guess
that's
I
like
need to buy
7 years ago, dude.
I know.
They've added 25 DLC since then.
I know, and it's just like it really is at the point. It's like, dude, what's the point of Xenoverse 3 at this? Like for real, go ahead and just add Moro. Go ahead and add Black Freeze. Like who cares at this point? Just go ahead and do it. You're gonna do it.
You know what the point of Xenoverse 3 is gonna be? It'll probably be a UE5 game. It'll probably be a UE5 game. It'll it'll just be there to have enhanced graphics, sell it again, focus on a different point in the story.
Right. Yeah. Just give us Xenoverse 3, please. I'm tired of 2. I love 2. It's a great game, Probably my favorite Dragon Ball game, but it's time to move on.
Yeah, it's one where if they made a Xenoverse 3, that is just all the money being cashed in.
Right.
Everybody who's a Dragon Ball fan is gonna go buy that
Yeah, facts.
because
Cash cow.
we want it. We all know Xenoverse 2 is the best Dragon Ball game,
Facts.
and if you make a Xenoverse 3, we're all gonna buy it because we're gonna expect because Xenoverse was the best Dragon Ball game
Facts.
until Xenoverse 2 came out,
True.
and if they ever make a Xenoverse 3, that'll then probably usurp 2
True.
because realistically, it is one of the very few games out there that has multiple games in it. Like, granted, there's only 2 right now, but if they make a third one, we're going to expect the third one to be better because of the massive improvement that came from 1 to 2.
Big true. And especially with how long it's been from 2 to 3. I'm expecting big improvements. You know. Anyway, you got any other news to shout out? Anything that I missed that needs to be acknowledged or shout out to the world?
Did I have anything? Not that I can think of immediately.
Okay. Time for Gamestead Game of the Week, which I guess I will pick it back up. Whenever Zach comes back, it's his turn. I just know that. Whenever Zach's able to come back on the show, it's immediately his turn. Have fun.
I think I've got one locked and loaded. I just got to look back and make sure me or Zach hasn't done it.
Yeah, exactly. So for this Gamestead Game of the Week, I'm going to do something a little bit different because I'm going to flat out shout out a game I've never played. I do want to play it, but I've watched an entire playthrough, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of the extent. It's like, you know, the game.
We've kind of hit all the points now because we typically do mostly older or lesser known games.
Yeah.
I've done a game that I had started and hadn't finished yet, and now we're transitioning to haven't played it.
Yep, haven't played it, but I have watched an entire playthrough because it is a short game. You can beat it in like an hour and a half. It is a short game. So with that, I actually have like stuff typed because it is like, dude, I don't want to spoil anything. So I had to make sure that it's such a short game that I did not spoil anything. So I actually have stuff typed for this. The game is called Face of Another. It's $7 on Steam right now. It's an indie horror game, and it is fantastic. The playthrough that I watched was creepy as hell. And just the overarching story of it, chef's kiss. It was so good. So let me give you the Steam description, and then I'll give you my TLDR that I wrote from the playthrough that I watched. Steam description: use your phone to survive the horrors, capture clues, and solve puzzles in this first-person psychological horror experience. Trapped inside a warped digital nightmare by a mysterious entity, you must navigate a world where technology distorts reality. So the game is packed with like insane touches of detail as you uncover the mystery of what's happening to you. The game starts with you talking about your friend Sarah, who you have not heard from in 3 days, and how your character says that it's weird that you're starting to forget what Sarah looks like, and you got to refer to pictures to even remember. And that you're also working on a school assignment that's titled Born Online, which is talking about how she's always lived online for learning, entertainment, etc. Heavy, reliant on social media for everything, which is kind of present in the current day, of course. The game immediately jumps into the spooky stuff very, very quickly. You get a call from Sarah, and like a deep, creepy voice is saying, "Oh, how nice it must be to wear your skin." And when you hang up, Sarah's face on the contact photos also blurred out, kind of giving that nod to what the character was talking about. The game is so incredibly well paced and carefully paced and well thought of. It's giving that feeling of confusion throughout the game as you uncover each layer of the mystery, and it all starts to make sense. And when you complete the game, it's one of those overarching aha moments where everything falls into place and clicks. It's super creepy visually, is insanely stunning at different points with the direction they go in to handle different imagery and messages for the game. It's just, honestly, it's legitimately incredible. It is so damn creepy. Like, some of the jump scares they do are incredible. The overarching like images and the visual approach that they handle different things with what the core story is of what happened with your main character and her friend and things throughout their life is so, like, it really is that aha moment, because there's a point about halfway through the game when you find one like thing of the story and it's just like, well, that feels kind of random. But then as you get like 30 minutes later, because again, short game, it's just like, oh my God, that was this. That was this. Oh my God. Like, dude, this is like such an incredible watch. I enjoyed every damn second of it. But, it was also one of those things since I watched it. I want to go play it because it is really creepy, but it's also like it is a short game. You know everything that happens. It's not like I don't think there's branching paths. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's like this is the definitive ending. So it's like once you know everything, especially, but like it was such a fun watch through, man. Like, so wanted to shout this one out because like it really is just like a stunning indie horror game. It just came out last month in August. You should 1000% check it out if you're into indie horrors and you want a really creepy overarching story that will all connect together. Fantastic. Face of Another game set game of the week. First game set of game of the week that I have not played, that no one has played, and we shout out. Like John said, we're hitting all the boxes now for game set of game of the week. I've opened the floodgates for games we haven't played. As I kind of view the argument of like, hey, because I think you've made this argument before of, hey, if I listen to an audiobook, like I've read the book, I can tell you everything about the book, because I think you've made that argument before.
Well,
it's kind of the same thing here. It's like I've watched the full game, I've watched the full playthrough. Like I can tell you everything about the game. It's creepy as hell. It's awesome.
In that aspect, I would argue it's a little different.
Yeah, it's
different. Especially being a horror game, kind of relying on some creepiness and jump scares.
Yeah, true.
It's a little different if you're not the one playing it, but I understand the argument that you're making.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely worth a play. Definitely got to check it out. Face of Another on Steam. It's only $7. Go play it now. All right, we're gonna hit the music and get out of here.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you like what you saw with us here, we do these live streams every Saturday, usually about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out.
And make sure to also check out the Patreon if you want to support us further. We appreciate extra support, as well as checking out some Rogue Energy and Spark3Shop.com. Join the Discord. Come chat with us. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Hopefully, Zach will be back next week and chat with him as well and get his thoughts on anything going on in the gaming world. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.